Hello there. So let's start off with what we know. At the moment I'm standing in a field and I'm aware that under my feet, beneath the grass, entangled in the roots of the grass and all the trees around me, there is the fungi, and the fungi form a mycelium. And there's not just one fungus, there's like more than millions. Talk about millions of fungi, and they are under the ground and they connect every life form in the way of plants to every other life form in the way of plants. This is what we know when we talk about the mycorrhiza. The mycorrhiza refers to this community of fungi that connect the roots of plants to each other, and how this is a vast intelligence at work. So much so that we are aware that these fungi communicate with many chemical messengers, and more recent times we're also aware that they effectively have a language, and scientists have identified at least 50 different words, and these words are communications through electrical means. And on a recent experience with a microdose of mushrooms, I was made very keenly aware of their electrical nature. So this is what we know. So beneath my feet there is this vast intelligence of fungi that connect up the kingdom of the plants. We know that. My supposition is they connect up much more than just the plants. Much, much more. So I'm now going to leave behind what we know, and I'm using that term to represent what scientists have shown to be the case, and move into a different realm altogether now. And what I'm referring to is what goes on above my head. So what I've been made keenly aware of, and I will just digress briefly to show you the moon. There it is, coming up for first quarter. Always a beautiful sight. So the mycelium exist on an energetic level, and they extend all the way out beyond this realm into the cosmos. And the way that I like to understand this is by the ancient spiritual aphorism, as above, so below. So the so below is this vast intelligence of fungi that connect everything to everything else. And as above relates to out of the cosmos, and the mycelium extends out into the cosmos, connecting everything to everything else. And the first time I had the privilege and the honour of experiencing this was when I was doing a training with someone, and we did our journey out way beyond the confines of the Milky Way galaxy, out into what I call the intergalactic void. That space which has been represented as being darkness, and when we see photographs which we can get from astronomers of galaxies, this is exactly what we see. We see dark, and each little dot represents a galaxy, the light, and that's how we're able to photograph it. And of course, with photographs there's always these limitations, aren't there? Just very much so. So what we discovered on our journeys, and then this was replicated with someone else I was training, is that this mycelium extends out into the intergalactic void and way beyond to other galaxies, and literally this mycelium, this energetic fungal connection, connects everything to everything else out there in the cosmos, just in the same way as the physical fungi beneath my feet connect every plant to every plant else on the earth. And so this to me is fascinating, and what really surprised me was I've done this journey before into the void between galaxies, shamanically speaking, but this time when I did it, what I was able to be aware of is that I was actually travelling through the mycelium. And the best way to describe what the mycelium looks like, it looks like a massive vortex, and the colour is a kind of a turquoisey, electric-y blue colour. And I was aware in there, and I would say we, those who've done this journey with me, we are aware in this journey that all information is obtainable within this mycelium, because this mycelium connects everything within this galaxy in the intergalactic void to other galaxies, and who knows where else. That's my point. And this connection is not just in space, but it's in time as well. And this links in very neatly and precisely with the aggregate experiences of many, many thousands of people working with the plant medicines, which is that linear time is an illusion. And when we enter the mycelium, that's what we become aware of, is the fact that we are literally connected to all points in space and in all points in time. And so that's where language starts to fall down its limitation. I was just about to say, at the same time, limitations of language. But that's what I'm referring to. I'm referring to this connection that we are able to experience when we open up our inner vision. It's such a wonderful thing to be able to do. And I want to end on this note, because really since 2008, my experience of doing shamanic journeying is that I'm permitted to see as much as I'm capable of understanding at the time, until I've reached a point where I can actually increase my understanding and be aware of something more than I was aware of before. And it feels incredibly appropriate time-wise that at this point in our human journey I've been permitted to go a little bit further and see a little bit more, and to realise that what looked like it was dark and blackness between the galaxies actually is a vast web of interconnected life forms. And I am aware that in all my journeys I've only just begun to scratch the surface, and that there is so much more that is possible to witness, to grasp, to understand. And what is required of me is quite simply patience, and more will be revealed. So thank you very much for coming out with me on this excursion into this field so close to Glastonbury-Tor on this particular evening of this particular day. All my love goes out to you, and it goes out to the fungi beneath my feet, and up and out and beyond. Thank you all the love.